Good morning or afternoon whenever you're watching this video. This is take 2 of this video. I had one shot originally and I thought everything worked out perfectly. Unfortunately, when I went to save it and ended up taking a look at stuff, it wasn't necessarily the case. So hopefully you guys can see now what's on my screen, and we're ready to jump into this project or these steps that we've kind of been reviewing over the past couple of days. Now, I know online there's going to be lots of different video tutorials that show you how to do this, and they're not technically wrong. This is just the way that I've been going over things inside class. So if you were absent or if some of the steps just seem to cruise by you really quick, this should help. Feel free at any point in time during this video to pause things, pause the button that is for the video, and make sure that you're clicking the buttons that you need. If something doesn't make sense, go ahead, raise your hand, and get in contact with me, because I'd love to be able to help you out one-on-one. But I think this video will do good. As you can see, I have a picture here that I saved to my desktop and now opened up in Photoshop. And I'm just going to follow the steps here to create a 2-color stencil for you guys so that you guys feel a little bit more comfortable with this program before actually you walk in. First things first, you want to make sure that you have your layers panel open right here. Doing a lot of this work after you have the layers panel open can be a little bit confusing, so make sure that you have this layers panel open. And our first step that we're going to take is simply desaturate this image and get rid of all the color information that's originally on that. And you can do that by going up to the top of the screen where it says image. We're going to select the second option down that reads adjustments, and then on the little side menu about, I'd say almost all the way down, is a option that says desaturate. Right? You're going to click that option and your image is going to turn black and white with various levels of gray. And what this did is it just basically sucked out all the color information that was originally on this photograph. It still is a color photo, but it's now black and white, and we're going to add some color to it. Now we need to make a selection of various spots in there, and that's pretty simple to do by going up to the top of the screen where it says select. And instead of selecting all, we're actually going to go down and tell the computer which areas we want to select by selecting the option that reads out color range. I know I use the word select a lot in this one, so I apologize if it sounds repetitive, but color range is where you specifically want to be. Now, in the drop-down menu, you'll notice that there's lots of different options here for colors. Since we have a black and white image, we don't need to necessarily worry about any of these colors up here, but what we do need is these options that are in the middle that say highlight, midtones, and shadows, because this is going to be specific into making a multiple color stencil, which is actually what the project is. I'm going to start out with the dark areas, so I'm going to click shadows and then say OK. And what this does is it gives me the marching ants around everything that in my photograph represents a dark or shadowy area. Now, to make sure that I separate this so that I don't damage the original file, I'm going to create a brand new layer by clicking the little new layer button here. It looks like a little flipped up post-it note. You'll notice if you did this correctly, you'll get a brand new layer that has a checkerboard pattern right above your image. And I'm going to simply fill by going up to the top of the screen where it says edit, fill this selection up with a new color. Now, some of these steps are already kind of done on my computer, so that's why it's a little bit easier. You might have to click and find, but the color option is the third one down in the drop-down menu. Once I do that, you'll notice that the color picker menu pops up right here. I'll zoom out a tad bit. And my general rule is I like to stick with, colors that match whatever it was I was selecting. So I selected the shadows or the dark areas. Here I'm going to select a dark color. Since it's Joker, I like playing around with his colors a little bit. I'm going to go with purple. And once I click OK, you'll notice that in all those dark areas, it filled up just the single color purple. Right? Purple is on its brand new layer. To do this again with the midtones, the midtone layer, we're going to go back down to our original image, right? Select color range. And this time in the drop-down menu, instead of having shadows, we're going to have midtones. Click OK. I'll zoom out here. We still get the marching ants here, but technically different areas have actually been selected. So to make sure that I put both colors on its own separate layer, I'm going to go down to the bottom where the little post-it note icon is for the new layer and add one. You can see on my screen now I've got 3 layers, but primarily the one I'm going to be working on is this layer number 2 where there's nothing at. And then I'm going to fill this with a color by going up to the top of the screen where it says edit, fill, And since color is already the option that's there, once I click it, I can go into the color picker and just select a different color, maybe something light, like a light green. And there you have it, creating a two-color stencil. Now I know on the screen it doesn't necessarily look like a two-color stencil. I'll turn off the background image and maybe add a new layer in there so that I can fill this with a different color to show you guys some stuff. But these are all steps that we're going to be kind of following. Oh, don't want to do it with green. We are going to be following these steps in tomorrow's class period, so I don't want you guys to get too worried. I'll maybe make another quick video for you guys on that end. But you know, now you can see on my screen that I have a two-color stencil with a background color that is yellow. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Most importantly, I hope this video helped you out through the process. If you have any questions during class, don't hesitate to ask. All right? See you guys. Good luck.